job too, right? Yes, I know. But I want to look cool, you know. Why don't you just go to Playtonia.com, man? Play what?
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. You know what? I have missed you guys, and actually, it's been a very long time since we have, done a tournament. So, this is Olber, also known as Siddharth Prashant, and joining me once more is going to be.
This is Tango, also known as Sriram Vishal. Like my friend Olba just said, it's been a while. It's been a long while since we had, this interaction as well.
Too long.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And now we're back, with some CSGO as well, because that's been a while as well. That we
bread and butter, the bread and butter game, which all of you guys like, and we are going to be looking at first shot. And this, ladies and gentlemen, this is not an Indian tournament, but this is a SEA tournament, Southeast Asia. A lot of countries are going to be participating in that. And talking about SEA, you know that Southeast Asia has around 2 or 3 teams which are actually in the limelight in mainstream CSGO.
I mean, there are a lot of notable teams, like you just said, which have been, giving a lot of effort into it, putting a lot of hours and years, I would say, and getting into the majors. And I would say this will be acting as a tournament which will be,
a stepping point. Like,
exactly.
We need to give these guys a platform to actually show their performance, show how much of an entertainment CSGO is, especially Southeast Asian CSGO is. And we are going to be seeing exactly how that's going to be rolling out. So, ladies and gentlemen, today's team is going to be BMC and Spartan CSGO. So, we are going to be seeing a game of CSGO between them. And I believe the first map is going to be
it's going to be Cash.
Yeah,
that's one of my favorite maps as well, because we're going to see the game between BMC and Spartan CS pretty soon. And right before that, mind you, this tournament is going to have a whooping prize pool of $2,400 US, which is huge money, I would say. And
especially for an online tournament.
Exactly, because you don't find a lot of online tournaments with such a huge prize pool, and giving the SEA teams a good opportunity to put in their skills and shine as well.
So we are going to be getting into the game in just a little while. So ladies and gentlemen, if you have anything to say about this, if you have your favorite team in this tournament right here, go ahead and leave a comment down below. Go ahead and cheer for your favorite player, your favorite, I don't know, these guys must be fanboying a lot, because I don't really know how much these guys are going to be going crazy, because we know Southeast Asia means that is just a little bit of
loco. Yes, I would also say that the SEA have been putting a really good show in the previous majors as well. The last 2-3 majors, it's been really good, and usually you will have people who are supporting, the teams from EU or Brazil or the NA scene and all of that. But the last 2 or 3 majors and tournaments in particular, the SEA teams have been playing out really well, and that is exactly the potential I've been telling about. That the SEA
and we are
teams
glad
possess.
to be, one of the first platforms to actually showcase these SEA teams in such a online level, because you do have a lot of these majors where a lot of mainstream teams actually come, but we also need all of these small teams which need to actually come up, which need to portray their performance, which need to showcase this. So a lot of people are going to be seeing this, a lot of people are going to be cheering for them if they do manage to qualify for a lot of these majors also.
But yes, tournaments like these are the reasons why a lot of teams which are upcoming are stepping up their game, because at the end of the day you are going to have a lot of good teams as well as the upcoming teams playing in the same bracket, so that is going to give them a lot of experience. And in a game of CSGO, it's not just about your practice, it's about your experience, it's about how you play against the big teams, playing as the underdogs and all of that, and try put up a good show, that is something which is something like a stepping stone to what I call is the road to the majors or something like that. And I think in a while or two we may even see some SEA teams coming out there who probably would have been playing this tournament as well out
I
there in the major scenes, I would say.
I believe that with how things are going, like especially for first shot, take it for example, you have a really good online tournament to showcase these guys' skill with a good prize pool of $2,400. And if this keeps on going, I believe that the SEA region in itself is gonna have a league of its own. And if it does, that is gonna be extremely good for. Especially for all of these Southeast Asian teams, which most of the time do not really have a lot of platforms to express their skills. And if this does keep on going, we are going to be getting into, a really good phase in esports where CSGO is going to be shining in the Southeast Asian scene.
And yeah, speaking about CS:GO, the recent changes and recent patches, the metas and all of that, it's pretty evident that the AUGs have been one of the
the quad
you know,
gun. The quad gun is going to be used. Actually, it is a very good change of pace because, to be very honest, I actually get very tired when I just see AKs, UMPs, and M4s because it does get kind of tiring. And there are some moments where you see maybe some guy is just going to be wrecking all these noobs with a shotgun, like a Mac 7, but you don't really see an AUG. And actually seeing that in the meta right now, it is quite refreshing. And
by the way, the recent patch as well, which had come out a week or two ago, you had the AUG's price increase by about $150, and that's not really going to be a lot. That's not actually going to stop our boys from taking the AUGs rather than the M4s, because the last few weeks, I mean, right from the major, it's been AUGs.
Do you know why I think the AUG is here to stay? It's because the last patch, while these guys have started playing this, they've got used to it. They've got used to the gun.
Exactly.
They've got used to doing the ADS. And I believe that even if the price of the AUG is going to increase just a little bit, these guys are not going to stop playing that because they're used to it. They're used to playing it, and they know how easy it is to control. There is literally no recoil compared to the AK.
Exactly. That is, I would say, one of the main reasons
the ease
why
of
people
access. The ease of access that these guns have compared to their counterparts like the AK and the M4, I believe that these guns are going to be here to stay, even though the patch is going to be, even if the price is increased.
Absolutely, because I feel the recoil of these guns, such as the M4 as well as the AKs, are going to play a part in this, because when you're going to look at all of that, it does comparatively have a lesser amount of recoil. I would say that's a great factor, I would say, and that is why people have started playing that gun, and I think that is keep come up, I would say.
You see BMC 6872 and Spartan CS, they're just going to be warming up for a while. It seems like Spartan CSGO, they have one more player yet to connect into the server. So once he does, I guess we are going to be going all guns blazing. And you see the warm-up phase right here. I always like the warm-up phase because it's more of like... I don't know like the right word to put it. I have a word in mind, but I'm pretty sure that is going to offend a lot of people. But I'm not going to say that. It's more like, showing off your junk. Like
I mean, not really. It's more like, you have seen a lot of...
affecting your morale. Like you just have 5 people in a row just waiting over there, waiting at the spawn, just shooting them as soon as they do. And, it can put a little dink into your morale if you're the kind of player who actually, actively participates in the warm-up.
Well, I would rather say that the warm-up is the time where you can probably intimidate your opponents, because there have been a lot of times where, I myself, whenever I queue online with some, matchmaking and all of that, whenever during the warm-up time, I just try to go into my opponent's spawn and try to, intimidate them as much as I can.
Yeah,
but there have been times where it has backfired and I had lost the game badly. And, that's how CSGO is. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And that's...
Yeah, like it's all trash talk until you lose. That's the game of CSGO, and we are going to be getting into the game as soon as the last player connects. So ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back after a short commercial break. So don't go anywhere, strap on your seatbelts, grab yourself some popcorn, and we are going to be looking at a game of CSGO.
my friend, I am tired of this talk, AK man. But it still does the job though, right? Yes, I know. But I want to look cool, you know? Why don't you just go to Playtonia.com, man? Play what?
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are going to be looking at a game of CSGO between BMC 6872 and Spartan CSGO. And this is going to be first shot, the SEA tournament, which is going to be a new platform to showcase all of these young bloods coming in from the Southeast Asian region.
And it's not just about the prize pool, which, by the way, is going to be 2,400 US dollars. It's going to be about the bragging rights as well, because we all are eager to find out who's going to be the king of the SEA region, because this is open to all of the teams in the SEA region. So we are looking at the first game of today. It's going to be against BMC and Spartan CS, whom we are going to go live in about a bit. Since they had a little bit of issues with their fifth,
I guess in about 2 more minutes, the fifth guy is gonna connect for sure. And ladies and gentlemen, if any of these guys is your favorite player, is from your favorite team, go ahead and leave it down on the comments below. If you guys have your favorite teams actually participating in this tournament, also leave a comment down below. If you have no idea who's gonna be participating, also leave a comment down below. And just engage in the esport community. Just go ahead and enjoy a good game of CSGO. And
actually, yeah, you just let us know whom you're rooting for, because we can probably even try to put those matches online. So I think that is actually doing us a favor if you guys are going to keep doing that as well. And so just try to spam down the comment section, try to tag your friends if you feel that they shouldn't be missing this kind of action. As speaking about the game today, we're going to see the map of Cache, which is one of my favorite maps as well, and I hope it is with you as well.
I mean, this is one of the most played maps with us. Like, we have usually, queued CSGO matchmaking with this map while, you do your shenanigans and I do mine. So, I guess this is a map which I am quite familiar with. This is a map which I'm confident with personally, and I believe these players should also be confident, because this is the one which Spartan CSGO has actually chosen. So we'll see how well they are going to be performing. They are going to be the ones we have to look out for in this particular map. And talking about looking out for teams, actually there are a lot of teams which have participated in first shot, and especially I heard from my colleague who is familiar with a lot of these CSGO teams in this area beyond esports, is a team which we have to look out for, which he has given me a message about. So that is also going to be something you guys have to look out for. And the fifth guy has actually connected back into the game. So let's
it's about time where we are going to see the first round in about a while, because we see Spartan CS have still not readied up, and I guess that will take a minute or two. And I think with that we'll be going live. We'll be checking out who is going to win this game. I'm really pumped up right now, and I want to see who is going to win this game as well. And what is going to be your prediction? Who do you think is going to... Whom are you going to lay your dibs on?
Actually, Tango, I am the wrong person to ask this question, because these guys, I'm pretty sure that these guys are, really good at the game, but I have not been following Southeast Asian CSGO a lot. This is, as I said, this is one of the newest platform where these guys are actually going to be showcasing their skills. So this is a first for me, and I'm actually not going to be taking anyone's side. I'm just going to be wishing luck for both of these talented players, these young bloods which are going to be coming into the scene right now. So let's just see how this is going to be happening. What I would put my coin on is the fact that Cache being a map which does require a lot of fast rotations. This is not like Inferno, where you have a lot of paths to actually take. The map is very linear. You only have a few paths to actually do the rotations in, and not a lot of mix-ups can be done between these strats. Like,
and not just that, like you just said, the rotations between all these sites should be really fast, because let's face it, Cache is a map where mobility is not going to be really hard. It's not just going to be like 2 or 3 places where you need to go on. You can get ganked upon anywhere from here. Probably if you're going to go for a B, it might be from Vents, or maybe from B main, or maybe through the other side as well. So with that being said, we are going to go live with the first round right now. The knife round coming up there between both these teams. Let's see who's going to win this knife round and who's going to choose what side, because
I would actually personally choose the CT one, because I do know, since we have played a lot of games together in Cache, I know you are pretty confident with your AWP skills over at B side going over there. So I guess that would be my pick if I actually won that. And let's see what Spartan's going to be doing, because they have won the knife round. And
let's go as if they are switching.
I guess you have some fans over here, Tango. Okay, we
this,
are.
this is surprising because if I were them, I would have just stayed with these because personally I feel like the team which I play in we're pretty much good at CTs and it's always easier if you're going to go for the tougher side first to see if you can try to pick about 4 or 5 rounds in the T side or maybe more than that. That actually automatically gives you a lot of morale boost, I would say, and that heading into the halftime, I'd say that's going to have my task cut out. And let's see whether that's going to be the case for these guys as well, as we are going to head to the first round. The pistol round coming up there between both these
Yes,
teams.
Spartan CS have 4 people with armor and 1 guy with the defuse kit, so they are going to be spreading out pretty evenly, a 2-1-2 setup right there. And we do see Dozorazo is going to be looking over at mid, but it seems like they are going to be going towards B. The terrorist sites are going to be going towards B, and let's see if the defense is going to be made. I guess the calls have been given by the players over at the B side, and we do see Quick Shot Wow is actually going to be just lurking forward and seeing if he is able to spot out people.
But then that is going to be a push coming out there from the T side. They're making their way on to B, and looks though as if Spartan's duty has spotted a guy. He's managed to tag down one of them, and it's going to be like a Wisp is going to take down the first kill right now. Dozazazo is going to go down right now, and that's going to be 2 quick kills on to BMC as they are making their way on a side, and the bomb is down as well. It's all up to Oblivion to get the bomb and try to make the plant, who is at checkers by the way, and Spartan CS are kicking start of this tournament with that win on this pistol round.
You saw how well they executed that. I feel like
I
feel like it was not an
that.
execution.
I mean, not just about the execution, but when you're looking at the strategy, we saw a couple of guys from the T side who just bought a P250. One of them just bought a P250, and the other one didn't even buy. So I would say this was quite vague. I would say how they went into P.
It was a very abrupt buy coming in from BMC right there, and we are going to be looking at the second round right now. And with that good lead which Spartan CS have, they have bought out their SMGs, but it looks like BMC are going to be answering by buying Tech 9s on 2 of their players and a CZ on one of them. While what actually we see Sid Double F is going to be rolling with no armor. So this is going to be quite difficult right here. Quick Shot is going to be looking over at B, trying to see if Spartan CS are going to get cocky and try to go for a push. We see Zen over at the vents. He is going to be looking at boost right there, and it looks like a standard slow-paced game coming up from BMC. They're not really quick to do any moves. We do see them being spread apart evenly between Garage and B main, and it looks like
simple.
they are going to be
all
going
they need to
A.
do right now is going to go and plant the bomb because they are low on economy. That's the reason why they didn't buy this round, and looks though as if they are trying to make their way onto A. But if you look at Spartan CS, they literally haven't moved a muscle. They're just staying out there trying to peek and try to find out any kind of information that's going to help them to try to go and rotate onto the opposite side. Looks though as if they are making their way on A. We see about 4 people from PMC making their way onto A, and there you go. They are going to come out right now. One of them watching the backstab. He's going to go for the plant, but then he is not going to get taken down. He gets surrounded out there, and it's going to be a Rosen who's going to go down as well. And all of a sudden, it's now a 2v3, and the plant is going to be made eventually, and that's going to give them some money as well. And it looks though as if they have lost this round, but that's a plant for them, which is a bonus for them, and they must
which
be
is going
heading
to
in.
allow them to buy better guns and try to improve their offense in the upcoming ones. And you see the replay right here. A lot of these players just went ahead very fast over at the A side, and it felt like the guy who actually was about to plant the bomb, he did not really check the site. Like, he got surprised by a player over there at default, and that was, a little bit of a mistake. But since they did get the
I wouldn't
plant,
blame it on them, because at that point of time, all they wanted to do was just the plant, and which is the reason why you saw one of their players, even though it was a 2v5 or a 2v4 at that point of time, you saw one of these players who was right at the back of garage trying to see if there are anyone who is trying to backstab, probably try to take him down and take his gun, because that was not the priority. The main priority for them was to plant the bomb and get the money so that they can actually be a little settled, I would say, in the economy getting into the next round.
Talking about the economy, we do see the T side, only 3 of their players actually have rifles, while one of them is going to be rolling with the Deagle, and we do see a kind of a split over here. 3 people are going to be behind blue doors, while mid control is something these guys are trying to assume BMC. We do see one person over at highways, and he okay, one person actually gonna be at A mains, and look at that.
Looks
He
to
is
as if he's
going
going
to
to
get a
spot on
kill.
a person. Quicksilver's going to take down one, while we are going to see three of them from the Squeaky, who are waiting for the call coming out there from Kickshot. And that is going to be another kill for him. That's two quick frags onto him, but then it's going to be Purpose who's going to take down two. They just lined up and they are gone as well, and Quickshot is going to get another one, but he is going to go down to Purpose as well, and that's going to be 3 kills right now. Can he actually go for the ace? The Deagle shot's coming out there, and finally it's going to be Sid Double F who's going to take down Purpose while getting
4K.
traded out there. It was a 4K. I mean, I thought it could have been an ace if he had just, held his nerve and tried to get the last guy. And that was a good play coming out there. I thought it was a really even battle.
I actually thought that BMC actually had this round because the guy with the SG, he was actually, getting those kills pretty easily. He was peeking really tight. He got the first kill on the guy in A mains and got the second kill near Forklift. And he also got the third kill as the guy was, coming towards A side from highway. So that really did look very convincing for BMC, but sadly they did not get notice Purpose.
But one thing that is, amusing me at this moment is the first person from, Team BMC, Ashi, who did not buy in the previous round. He didn't even buy armor. If you had looked at the previous round, all he had was a Glock with the bomb and nothing else when he had around 5 grand along with him. But now he's just bought a P90, which is actually making me question their tactics at this moment, because you see that they have one of their players with a Galil, one of them with another gun, with another rifle, along with 2 AKs, which is quite questionable because you had a lot of money. You could have gone for an AWP, you could have even gone for a rifle, but that sadly was not the case.
I guess it's just the players' personal preference, because the Galil, it's not as powerful as the AK, but it does have, a more friendly recoil pattern, so I would not be surprised. And, talking about the SG, it really does not have a lot of recoil, so these guys are going to be going forward right now. We do see Quickshot. He is going to be looking over from B main, and he does catch a guy over at Checkers, and he's going to be going for the retreat right there. There are 2 people trying to push over at B, and it looks like BMC is going to be splitting up 4 and 1. One guy is actually going to try to look for a people going to rotate, but it does not going to happen.
That was a good play coming out there from OD1, because the Molly really bought them some time so that they could rotate. But that sadly is not going to be the case, as we see the Bomber as well as a couple of guys from the T side making their way onto A. But then the CTs are even quicker than the T's at the moment, as they are going to go for the plant. The bomb is down, and looks though as if Like a Wisp is going to get a kill, but then it's going to be Purpose again who's going to save the mess, and that is going to be another round there for Spartan CS. There's going to be 4-0 at the moment, 4 quick rounds for them, even though they were, I would say, outnumbered at the first during when they went on to A. The rotations were really quick at that time. They made sure that they made it into sight right before
I feel like the guy who was actually located in the mid from Spartan CS, he heard that rotation really fast, and he just gave out that communication call over to his teammates, and his teammates were just a little bit too fast, because the route from B mains to A through the T side is a little bit longer than how you would do. And Spartan CS, they just had to roll through CT and get near trucks, and they were pretty much sorted out. And we do see the first kill of this round. It is going to be from the AWP, and this is going to be a 4 versus 5 situation right now, and it does not look like BMC have decided where they want to go yet. They are going to be playing this a little bit more passive. We see Ashyup, he does have the scout right there. It can get pretty good if he does manage to land those headshots, but in this close quarters, in a place like A mains, I'm really not gonna be thinking how good that is going to be.
But then what they are doing right now is they're playing it really risky, because I would never, I've never seen a person coming out with the bomb and watching the backstab, but the flash blinding literally everyone out there. But Purpose is going to be the man again. He's going to take down 2. He has a really good chance of taking a third one, who's in the forklift, but it's going to be a Razan who's going to take it down. 2 kills each for Purpose as well as a Razan. That is going to settle this round for Team Spartan CS as well. That was a good play coming out there from the CTs. I mean, they have been quite impeccable in terms of their rotations as well as their placement, as well as their spots which they had been, holding on to. The flash out there which the teams had put literally blinded everyone, including their team, including their own team. And
Yeah,
it
it feels like the guy who just jumped over did not really check NBK, just went for quads very fast, and that was just a simple mistake, but that eventually led to Purpose getting 2 kills back to back, and we do see a B rush attempt coming up from the T side, and look at that, they're actually not going to be rushing, they're going to be doing a much slower game right here, but that is going to allow Spartan CS to make the rotations happen, and we do see Duty, he's going to be getting the kill onto Ashup, and we see Zen, he's going to be throwing out that smoke, primes up that HE grenade, is going to be throwing that out. Sadly, that is not going to be dealing any damage to any of the players from BMC, as BMC, they are going to be forced to retreat because they know B is a lost cause. And we do see 2 of these players are going to be playing over near Garage, and let's see if they're going to be gathering any information. There is one guy over at White Box, and they have to be careful. The shots have been fired, and we do see one player over at B side. He is trying to go for a kill.
It's going to be a quick shot who's going to take down Dozurazo, and that's pretty, that's a good kill out there because Dozurazo was the guy with the AWP, and looks so as if, he does not spot Duty one, but then he gets down as well, and Zen is going to take down a couple of guys out there from side, and finally, Like a Wisp is going to take him down, and at the end, it's going to be the plant out there for them, but it's going to be Razan who's going to come onto side, and the flash out there is not going to stop him from taking him down, and that is going to be another round there for the CETs, which is it's quite sad to see how
it's not an uneven game. That is a surprise. Like, if you do see a scoreline like 5-0, you might just assume, okay, these guys are going to steamroll over the enemy team. But no, sadly, that is not the case because BMC is actually playing pretty good. It's just that the amount of rotations, these guys are just slightly better than BMC, and this is proving to be giving that really radical scoreline right there. And we see that the kill through the flash, that's just, putting insult upon injury, and we are going to be getting into round number 7, 6-0 in the favor of Spartan CS, and let's see what these guys have in plan because they have their guns sorted out finally right now.
And it is a full buy round for them, and we see a couple of ops coming out there from the T side. But what surprises me at this moment is because you see a couple of guys, or maybe even 3 of them going on to B main. I thought that the Oppo would be pushing in and trying to take a peek or something like that, but that sadly was not the case, as we are going to see Zen taking the vents boost out there, trying to check out if there are people coming out there from Garage. Let's see how it's going to pan out, as we actually see Quick Shot coming out to B main as well. A lot of nades and flashes coming out there from Duty 1. Which is still leaving BMC in a fix at the moment because the bomb is still at Garage and they still have no clue where to go at this moment because they still haven't spotted anyone, and not a lot of information has been valuable for BMC, so they are trying to play the time. Let's see how it's going to pan out for them. The bomb still at Garage and none of them guarding it as well, so if in case the CTs are going to push it down, that could be the game for them, but that sadly is not the case because Spartan CS are actually playing it out well. They're holding their positions pretty well, but we see Quickshot taking out one of Spartan's players, and that is going to be another one as well. So all of a sudden it's going to be B, which is clear, and the bomber is coming as well, so this could be a plant again for Team BMC, which is coming as a boon right now for them because they are going to struggle at this moment with their economy, and the plant is going to save them at this moment. But we see the rotations coming out there from the players from the CT side, and we actually see Dozurazo spotting out one person out there, but it's going to be Purpose who's going to take down one. It's going to be a 3-on-3 right now, and it's going to be Dozurazo taking out one, and Purpose as well, he's going to come in and try to take him down, but I think he has enough time to defuse this, as Oblivion, who was making the rotation all the way from A, is not going to go and stop the defuse, and that is going to be one more round there for Spartan. That actually could have been an easy round for BMC, but sadly that was not the case. They were able to let them come into B pretty easily, but then the retakes were far more superior. They were able to get in, throw their utilities, try to,
I guess the positioning of BMC as they were trying to do the defense was not really that good because you saw it right there. 2 of the players were actually on site while one of them was right in the face of the CT side, so you can really spot them out pretty easily, and that was, just a minor mistake that they did, and which they have actually paid for. And getting into round number 8, 7-0 in the favor of Spartan CS, and it looks like BMC are gonna be shriveling down over the pressure that they have. They have an insurmountable mountain to cross, and this is gonna be quite difficult for them to go ahead. We see Ashub with that P90. He knows that there is gonna be a guy who's been boosted over at Vents, because he did hear that noise. He's been looking over there, even though the smoke is, blocking his line of vision. And we see Dudivan, he's gonna be playing from heaven, is gonna be looking over at B main, while Lycowisp is going to go forward, but no, he's actually gonna get killed by Purpose. So the first kill of this round is gonna be underway, and we see Purpose, he's just gonna be scrambling about. He thinks that they're gonna be going for an A main push. He's just gonna be priming up all of his incendiary grenades, and we do see Sid Double F, he is gonna get spotted out by the guy over at Heavens over at B side, and Purpose, he's just gonna be tapping his way over at A mains, trying to see if he can get a lucky kill or two. The flash is gonna be there. The flash is sadly not gonna be working out in his favor, but no, that is not gonna matter, because there is going to be one more kill going the way, and this is suddenly turned out into a 4 versus 3 situation.
But what's more important is the bomb is at garage, and there is a CT out there. There is a person from the CT side who is guarding it right now, and Oblivion is the guy from the T side who is closest to the garage area, but then he's still not taking the bomb because he pretty much knows that there is a guy out there who is guarding it, and Sid FF is going to go down after taking a couple of guys at B side. And what's more important is that the time is running out. Is all he has about 3 or 4 seconds, and he can't do anything about that. Just probably he's going to settle it out with the
It's like 2 rounds in a row. This guy has been saving his op. Like, he hasn't died for 2 rounds, but sadly their team has not been winning as well. So I guess BMC are going to take a timeout or something in a while, because these guys have not gotten their strats on point. They are crumbling because the rotations being made, and look at that. Those were good situations, but they were not able to capitalize on that. And we are going to be looking at the next round right here, round number 9, 8-0. BMC yet to claim a round for themselves. The incendiary is going to be made, and that is going to make sure that BMC are not going to be boosting over at mid. We see Zen and his friend just defending over at B, and it looks like BMC are spreading out way too thin, and even though they are able to get a kill or two, they're not really able to mobilize and rotate fast enough because they're so spread out. You see right here, 2 people are trying to see if people are going to be rotating from B from Spartan's side, and the majority of these players from BMC are going to be rotating over at A. And I guess BMC are getting a little desperate because you do see the bomb is quite far from the team. Maybe they're trying to just get the plan or something, force a rotation coming up from Spartan over at A side. And we are going to look at Purpose. He's going to smoke off A mains, making sure that that place is going to be a little bit more secure.
And as if they are trying to go on to A, but the bomber is still at garage. Let's see how it's going to pan out. We see the CTs who are not actually, pushing it out, but that is something which they are making it into their favor. We see the front coming out there from A, from CTs onto A, but there's going to be Zen and Purpose who are going to take them down. And Purpose is, seconds away from taking another one as well, but it's going to be Zen. And Quickshot's going to take down one. Zen, the Curiosity kills that cat, and that's going to go down as well. Quickshot's going to go down. OD1's going to finally get another one.
That was a very unfortunate reload that he had to do, and I guess that is something we have to talk about. The game, even though the meta has been shifting towards guns like AUG and SGs, the main drawback that these guns have, other than their fire rate, is that their reload times are very slow. They're like incredibly slow. And you saw it right there. He just got a few shots and he decided to reload. And Quickshot, I don't know what was going through his mind.
I mean, that was pretty. I wouldn't blame it on the reload time or something like that. It was just about timing, I would say, because he just shot about 3 guys from that place, and it was quite unfortunate that these guys had to kill him. He thought there wasn't anyone below him, but this is quite surprising. We actually see Dozarazo going on for a counter boost, and he's going to take down 2 guys, and most importantly, that's going to be the bomb which is going to go down in favor of Spartan CS. And BMC are in a fix at this moment, as Zen is going to take down one more guy, and they are literally out of reach of the bomb. It's going to be Oblivion who's going to be right at the garage, but I think he has nothing to do at this moment, and he really can't do anything at that time. So the only way Sid FF, the only way he can look at this moment is try to go and keep that AK for next round, because it's quite hard for him to go and try to take the bomb out there, which is heavily guarded. We have almost all the 5 CTs out there near the bomb, and they are at garage as well. So this is quite, gonna be really hard for BMC. That could probably be one more round going in favor of Spartan, because they have spotted out Sid Double F as well. So they are coming right at him. Let's see whether he can try to get a kill or two. But he gets one, but he gets traded down by Duty 1. And that's gonna be another round there for Spartan. 10-0 is the scoreline. It's high time they took a timeout and tried to regroup and see if they can do something about that.
Regroup and retreat. Sorry, retreat and regroup actually. And
but that boost was actually
that
quite
was very aggressive.
influential, because that's something we didn't actually see in the last 10 rounds or something like that. That was probably the first time I saw the CT side heading on to garage or even going for the boost.
It's not a surprise strat if you do it every time, Dango. That's why they.
It's not about being the surprise strat or something like that, because you never saw the T side peaking pretty much. Probably the first few rounds they just wanted to see if they are peaking, if they are playing aggressive. They just tried to read their game, and that is something which they finally did. Spartan CS were able to read their game right from the second, I think the 6th or 7th round as well, because everything which BMC are trying to do, they actually have a counter for that, and which is what we saw in the previous round as well. We saw a couple of guys going there for the boost, one of them taking the boost and trying to get about a couple of guys, and the bomb had dropped at that moment, and we saw Zen trying to cover it up as well. So that's good teamwork coming out there from Spartan CS. And Purpose, that's 12-2 for him, which is actually mind-boggling.
He's been that, immovable shield over at A site, and he's been playing that extremely well. I believe he has played only A site over there, playing near quads and NBK, and he has done a terrific job, because these guys from BMC, they have not been able to penetrate over at A site whenever this guy is not getting killed in the beginning, and usually that is not the case. Purpose does not get killed in the beginning, and that has sadly made life a little bit tougher for BMC. And talking about Zen also, he also has the same amount of kills, courtesy to the fact that Zen does I believe he is the main player who rotates first for Spartan, because he is located, he usually plays around the vents area. He has that counter boost at vents, and he tries to look over and see if people are going to be boosting over at mid.
Not just
from
that,
BMC.
he has a really good mid control, I would say. The way he looks at mid, it's not just about the vent boost, or it's not just about the boost which is going to be the counter boost or something like that. He's able to get those rotations quick because he's able to get the information, and that is why mid control is really important in a game like Cash, in a map like Cash. So I feel like if you have mid in your control, you could actually go on to A or B anytime you want, however you want, and that's something which they had used it to their advantage, even though they were in CTs.
And I guess we are going to be unpausing in about 1.5 minutes. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's see how the game is going to pan out for BMC, because things as of now is not really looking good. It's not really looking good. And let's see how this is going to happen right here. And okay, we'll see how this is going to roll out right here, because I don't know, Spartan CS, they seem to be unstoppable right now. BMC 68-72. They are finally going to be buying. The match is going to get unpaused right here. And yeah, let's see how this is going to be going out. We see a P90, 3 AKs, and 1 SG. And yeah, this is going to be quite an interesting round right here, because
and I'm really surprised that these guys have bought it out fully, and we actually see. Is that an SG by any chance?
Yes, it is an SG for Quick Shot WoW, and let's see how these guys are going to be playing, because
I actually feel that this should be the round where they should be getting this, all their strats set, because they had quite a long pause, and I feel that could work out for them, because they were able to successfully stop the momentum, I would say, and which was going in favor of Spartan CS. And I think they could probably, if they somehow get this one round, they could probably end this half in a good note, I would say. But no, that is not going to be the case, as Razan is going to make a Quick Shot pay for what he did right now, as we see one of their kills coming out there, and we see the people from Blue Door trying to push it out, but Dozarazo is going to keep his aim set, and that's going to be a second one out there. He's going to take two quick kills out there onto Blue Door. There is, however, another guy out there, and probably he should be retreating at this moment, because Razan pretty much know that there is another guy right behind him, and the spam's coming out there from both these guys. Not really damaging both these guys, but let's see how it's going to work out, because it's going to be a 2v5 at this moment. And looks though as if the CTs have 4 AKs and an off, which is quite surprising. And we see Oblivion finally taking down one guy, and it's still about 2 more people who are in favor of the CTs, and probably they are heading back to B. We see one of Team BMC's players who happens to be like a Wisp, who is right now at B mains, while there is just one person from Spartan who is at B main, and that's going to be 1 kill out there from Duty1, which means the bomb has been dropped, and that's going to be a really hard task out there, a Herculean task I would say, for Oblivion to go and get the bomb. And yet again, he is going to be the last guy alive for his team, and say no more, that's going to be the end of him, and Purpose is going to get that kill to his name. That's 11-0. Nothing has changed post the timeout, I would say.
I feel like the strat which BMC had in mind was, you know, try to get a quick shot to get that easy kill over at A main, but sadly quick shot was not really holding that angle, as you saw right there. It was very slow to...
which BMC are having at trying to get the control of A main is that they are not peeking it really fast. When you are going to look at corners like that, you're not supposed to give a lot of time. You're not supposed to go and, you know, walk out there, because you are not at a better angle. It's going to be the guy who's out there who's at the better angle. And the flash blinding Oblivion at the moment, and Purpose is going to get another kill out there, courtesy of the flash from Razin. The Molly's coming out there, trying to delay the push coming out there from the T's. Looks though as if they are still waiting at this moment to see where they can head on to, because we still see a couple of guys from the CTs at mid, just one person at B, and a couple of them at A as well. So it's going to be really hard if they are going to go for an A, because it's not just about the 2 guys at A. The guys at mid can also come out and you know, try to pressurize BMC from not planting.
And we see Purpose, as usual, is going to be playing his regular position, and he is going to go for a flash onto A main, but little does he know that there are 2 more players over at Blue Doors. We do see like a Wisp is going to get 1 more kill right here, so things are looking a little better for BMC, but say no more, as Dozerazo is going to be getting that kill onto like a Wisp, and that is going to force BMC to retreat over from Blue Doors and get near the bomb right there, as the bomb is going to get guarded by one of the players from Spartan CS. So things are not looking really good right here. Quick shot, wow, he's just going to go for a flash as he opens the door, and Arizon is going to be there to meet him, but no, Quick shot is gonna have that quick shot right there as he gets that kill onto Arizon. And we do see Dozerazo is gonna be guarding that bomb with his life, as Sid Double F and his friend are gonna be the only players left for them, and 10 seconds are going to be there, so I don't really think BMC has got
I don't
this round.
get this. Why?
They don't have this
What is the
round.
point of them to try to go and get the bomb? They could probably save or try to get the kill, but that sadly is not going to be the case for them. This is quite pointless on what they did at this moment. They wasted a lot of time, and they have been seeing this quite a while, that the bomb has always been dropped at garage, and the guy who is guarding the bomb is going to go down usually, and then they have this issue of trying to go and get the bomb and losing a lot of time. And initially they are not actually rushing it, they're playing it really slow. They're trying to take the pitch and then going on, which is not really clearly working out for them, which is something they should be working on, but that sadly is not the case. And
I feel like the strats are actually not really bad for BMC. It's just that they are not incorporating the time factor into their gameplay, because they're just moving a little too slow for all of these setups over at A site. And comparing that, we are going to look at BMC. They are going to be going towards B. All of them are going to be held up near B mains, as Duty1 is going to have a really good angle over at Sunrope. Is going to be getting that first kill right here
as well. So that's going to be 1 entry frag onto him. It looks though as if he can take a couple of more of them, because we see that one of them from the T, Sid FF, is on the right side of him. So either ways, he can actually take quick shot or Sid FF, either one of them. He spots a guy at the sunrooms. Let's see how it's going to work out for them. Looks though as if they are moving back at the moment. We still have 1 more person from the CT side who is at mid, and the vents boost is going to get taken at the moment. So we are going to see a fight anytime soon, but then we are going to see the T side trying to make a move onto A, I beg your pardon, and that's going to be the last guy from B side going to go down, and that could be an A for them, I would say.
Well, I guess BMC don't really have a choice, because the player who was supposed to distract them has died right here, and we do see a complete massacre as Arizon and Purpose just wreck those people who are going to be coming through Blue Doors, and we see it right there. Arizon with that team play as his teammate just flashed over at A main, gets that kill over there, and that is gonna be a very tough game for BMC. As we see that first shot which happened over there, and we do see the rush coming in, but no, we did see Arazon was ready with his trigger right over at the heads of these players, and Arazon, he did, he ended that with style, and this is
that
just
was
looking very
that was
sad.
a perfect teamwork, which I have been telling about from Spartan CS. They were able to get those pop flashes right. They were able to get those mollies and utilities on point, and which is actually infuriating Team BNC at the moment because nothing is going on to their way, and I don't think even they can have a chance of trying to get a comeback at this point in time because they are going to get low on to economy. But that is going to be about 3 more kills out there, and that's going to make it 4. The last guy from the T's is making his way from Garage.
Yeah,
I'm not even able to complete my sentences.
I feel like the timeout really did not help them improve their mindset. Right now, they're just wrecking. They're just like recklessly going into the slaughter. It's just like, I feel like they're just cows going to the slaughterhouse because that's exactly how the last round rolled out, and the scoreline is 14-0. Do you think this has the potential to go for a 16-0 tango? Because
I don't know, the way in which Spartans are playing, I think this could be possible because right from the start, BMC have been shaky. They're not able to get those rounds. They're not able to get those, advantages to themselves. Even though there were a couple of rounds where they were 3-1, 3v1s and 4v2s. They were not able to capitalize on that. When you're not able to get those crucial rounds, it's not going to be really hard. It's not going to be really easy for you when you are in a situation like this. Where
yeah, and
you're down
Ashub just gets
0-14.
grilled over there at the corner. And we do see Dosarazo. He is going to be missing those first shots right there. But no, sadly, he is going to be able to get that kill onto Quickshot. He's going to go for the flash. Tries to, go for the push onto Garage because he knows that these guys cannot handle his skills. Dosarazo is going to be under the cover of the smoke. There is going to be a guy who's going to go towards B. So Dosarazo needs to keep an eye on him. And we do see Sid Double F. He is going to get spotted out by Dosarazo right here. He is going to get tagged for a lot of damage, and he does go down as Dosarazo is going to be able to get that kill with that pistol. And this has suddenly turned out into a very sad situation as Purpose is the only guy from Spartan CS who actually has taken any amount of damage. And we see Oblivion right here. He is going to go for the reload as Purpose. He's going to turn around and get the kill over at A mains. And we do see Like a Wisp is going to be getting the kill over there, but no, sadly, Oblivion is going to be the last player alive. He is going to get that blue door breach, and 3 people with AKs are going to meet him in the face and get a kill. And sadly, this is going to be the first half over for JMC as they end it with 0 rounds in the bag.
I mean, that's quite sad, I would say, looking at the scoreline at the moment, because the way they have been played, I really felt that they could have got at least a 3 or 4 rounds, which were deserving, I would say. I mean, a lot of rounds where they had about, a 4-on-2 and a 3-on-1 advantages, which they really did not take it to their favor. And I think that's coming back to haunt them up at this moment as they are fighting to avoid it into a 16-0. Let's see how it's going to work out right now. We actually see Spartan CS making their way onto A, all the 5 of them pushing it out. And we see Ashi Up, who is making his way onto mid. He's the only one who's bought a deagle at the moment. But it looks as if Spartan CS are making their way onto A. They're wrecking havoc at the moment. Purpose is going to get one. It's going to be Dosarazo going to get another one as well. They have spotted a guy at mid. All of a sudden, it's going to be 5v3. 16 HP is what the mid guy has, and the bomb has been planted as well, and this is not really going in their favor, and looks though as if they are staring at a 16-0. Look at that. Quickshot is going to get 1. Let's see how it's going to work out right now. He doesn't have time. He doesn't have a kit. Let's see whether he can try to pull this off. It's going to be a 1v3 against him, and he is trying to play it out really slow. We see all the people from the T side making their way, and looks though as if we have a guy looking at highway, and there you are, ladies and gentlemen. Purpose is going to get that kill, and that's going to be a 16-0, a clean sweep there for Spartan CS. Tough luck for BMC. They did play a couple of rounds, or maybe even 3 or 4 more rounds.
Especially around round 6 or something, when they actually had control at B, when nobody was there. It's just that they failed to defend that properly, and you saw the retake game coming up from Spartan CS. That was impeccable. As soon as the bomb was planted, all these guys just rush in. They rotate, come in from nowhere. It's like Ultra Instinct from Dragon Ball Z or something, because this is just... that was like some impeccable gameplay coming up from Spartan CS.
I mean, it's not just about about their, the way they had been playing, the way their rotations were. The teamwork was on point, I would say. All those utilities coming up, those flashes in particular. I mean, all the time when BMC tried to rush it in, the pop flashes really worked their ways into the CT side, which happened to be Spartans. So that really helped them out as well. So all these impeccable calls, the information which they had gathered, the positions, I would say, all of them actually got them to what they got right now, a 16-0 win against BMC. And that was a pretty much, I would say, a one-sided game towards the end of the second half or something.
I feel like at the end of the first half itself, I was like, okay, these guys are just a little cut above BMC. I don't think that BMC is a bad team. I just feel like you guys need to try just a little bit harder, just get a little faster over at your gameplay, because I feel like the strats, even though they're good, like you're just trying to bait them to come over at B and just rotate towards A. You just have to do it a little bit faster to actually make this work, because Cash being a map which requires you to, move a lot faster, as I said, as I talked about in the beginning of the game.
The important thing about Cash is that you just have to keep moving around whenever you are in the CT side, because you never know from where your opponents will be coming up, because you have about 2 or 3 ways where they can come into the site, and that is something which they did not actually, I think, strat for, and that really did not work out for them. And I would say the MVP for this game was Purpose, I would say. The way he played, the way he held on quad and everything.
Well, I would actually give the MVP to Dozarazo, because Purpose, he just had to defend A. Dozarazo was the guy who was actually giving out a lot of information, because he was the guy who was peeking mid. And
it was actually Zen. It was actually
Zen was
who
doing it from Vents, while
he
Dozarazo was doing it from
and
C.
that was more important, I would say. The way they had given the information was pretty impeccable, and the way they had held the site was even more important, I would say. Even though you didn't have a lot of information, if you're not able to hold down your site, that's a shame, I would say.
Yeah.
And I'd give it points to Purpose for that. That's my kind of opinion.
Okay.
It may vary with you.
Opinions are a thing which can vary from people to people, so keep that in mind, ladies and gentlemen.
And keep that in mind and just spam them down in the comment section, because even we need to debate about that. Who's gonna be the MVP? Who do you think actually got the most influence in this game? Who actually changed the game, I would say.
And
just
if you guys have to know a lot more about this tournament, follow this. Go ahead and like our page over at Facebook, Playtonia. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram so you can get updated on all of our other esports events, and also First Shot right here. So without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and see the highlights after a short break.
I mean, yes, we'll be back with the next game coming up, the second game of today's stream, and we'll see you actually after the short commercial break. And also, don't miss the highlights if you just came right now.
My friend, I am tired of this stock AK, man. But it still does the job though, right? Yes, I know. But I want to look cool, Why don't you just go to playtonia.com, man? Play what? my friend. I am tired of this talk, AK man. But it still does the job though, right? Yes, I know. But I want to look cool, you know? Why don't you just go to Playtonia.com, man? Play what?
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We are here for the second game of today for the first shot tournament. And this is me, Tango, also known as Sriram Vishal. And joining me right now is...
I'm Old Bear, and I'm also known as Siddharth Prashant. And the first game of today's live stream, it was questionable at best, to be honest.
not questionable. I mean, we for the people who just joined us right now, this is the first shot CSGO tournament hosted by Playtonia, which is open for teams from the SEA region with a whopping prize pool of $2,400. And that's pretty big, I would say. And
for an online event.
Yeah.
And even though this is an online event, the scale of this is pretty huge because not just people from one country, it's like a lot of countries from the SEA region are actually participating in this tournament. And this is going to be I guess a recurring platform for these guys to, you know, show off their skills, grab some money, you know. I wanted to complete that sentence. You know what I was trying to think, but I really can't say that. But jokes aside, the last game was a little disheartening because it was between Spartans and BMC, and it was like, I don't know, BMC was trying their best, but they really could not deal against Spartans. Spartans was just playing that too impeccable, and I guess
yes,
it was...
initially I thought it would be an even contest. The first two rounds were pretty close, and after that it just went all downhill for BMC. As we saw,
steamrolled.
We actually saw Spartans beating them 16-0 to get the first game, and we are right now there for the second game, which is going to be between Tragedy and I Buy Silvers, and I'm really looking forward to see where this is.
I really hope they don't buy accounts because that is kind of, you know, illegal. But I guess that is not the point of their names. And let's just hope that Tragedy versus I Buy Silvers will show us a better quality of game than which we saw before this.
And speaking about the game, we are going to see the map which is going to be played, and that is going to be Inferno, one of not really my favorite maps, but I just like, you know, I'm pretty neutral when it comes to Inferno, and even though it's going to be something like, you know, if you are going to pile up those rounds in the CTs, it might even help you out on the T side. That's what I feel about Inferno, so I really don't play that map pretty much. Because,
well,
you know,
Inferno, in my opinion, it's certainly not the same as Cash, because Cash does have that linearity which it has. Like, you don't have a lot of places to rotate to, but no, Inferno has a lot of these corners, a lot of these buildings which you can actually use, and this is something which you have to keep in mind when you're playing Inferno, is that you have to watch every corner, and we are going to be seeing how exactly these teams are going to be playing this, because both of these, you see it right here, I Buy Silvers and Tragedy, they are in their warm-up phase. All of their players are ready, and I guess we'll be starting the game in a bit. But ladies and gentlemen, you guys have to do your part. Go ahead and leave a like on our Facebook page. Comment down below if you think I Buy Silvers is gonna win. Comment down below if you think Tragedy is gonna win. If you don't know CSGO, please comment down below. Like, you know, do your favor. And
I mean, you get the point.
yeah.
Just get down to the comment section and just
Get
keep
down and
spamming
dirty,
and
man.
get the stream, you know, live.
Yeah. Just go ahead and, you know, communicate with all of your friends who are watching this amazing game of CSGO, which is, you know, in my honest opinion, it is one of the best esports game out there. And let's actually see how these guys are going to be playing that.
Yeah, because we are going to see the knife round anytime soon, and I'll be really intrigued to see what is going to be the choice of the winning team, whether to go with the CTs or go with the Ts, because if it were me, I would probably go on to the CT side, trying to pick up as many as rounds as I can, so that it'll be easy. It'll be easy for me while heading on to the T side. So I think that probably may vary with the teams which are playing right now, as we are going to see Tragedy as well as iBuy Silvers playing it out against each other. Looks though as if there is a team from Malaysia as well as
The Philippines.
Philippines. So
And this is going to be quite hard. And as we said, like, this does not just constitute one country. It has multiple countries, and all of these guys are going to gather around and play against each other from in the future a lot more, since this is not going to be the first Malaysian tournament which we are going to be hosting, and it's not going to be the last.
Exactly, because it's not just going to be about a country or two, because this is going to be the SEA region. We have a lot of countries out there, like we're just seeing how Tragedy and iBuy Silvers are going to play against each other right now. There are a lot of teams with a lot of potential who are willing to who are waiting to go and try to make a name for themselves, and I think tournaments like these are actually pushing them to the limit, trying to make sure that
this is the first step to their big American dream.
Teams like these are going to get noticed, because it's just not about the prize money, which by the way is about $2,400. It's just not about that. It's about making a name for themselves. It's about the bragging rights as well. With that being said, we are here right now live with the knife round between Tragedy and iBuy Silvers, the second match of the first day stream of First Shot.
And let's see what is going to be the outcome of this knife round. And as you said, what would you pick if you actually won the...
I'd probably just go and get to the CT side, because I feel the number of rounds you are getting out there will really help you out in the later stages of the game, probably if you are trying to lose out a few rounds later on. And I think that is something which you'll be looking after. And as we are speaking right now, IBZ's one of their players is going to take down one of the CT side's players, and that's going to be 2 for Tragedy. And oh my god, that was pretty quick. They literally lost just one person in that fight, and looks though as if what do you think? What do you think they're going to go for? Would they switch or stay?
Well, I guess it seems pretty obvious. I guess they are going to be staying right here, and the warm-up is going to end, and the first round is going to be underway in a little while. So, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead and leave a like on our Facebook page, and follow us on our social media so you guys actually know what we are up to, because this is not the only CS:GO tournament which you guys are going to be seeing this year. There are tons more lined up, and you guys need to know what is happening and when it's happening. And with that being said, we are going to be going into a game of CS:GO, which is going to be First Shot with Tragedy and iBuy Silvers, and we are going to be seeing the CT side Tragedy. They are going to be splitting up 2 and 3,
and it's quite surprising right now, because we see all the CTs going on without a single kit out there. All of them buying armors out there, while we are going to look at the T sides, iBuy Silvers, who are, by the way, they haven't. I mean, just about one person, actually 3 of them have bought armors, while the others have bought Tech 9s as well as P250s, so which is quite... Oh, it's going to be Qmeezy who's going to take down Sky Fury right now and taking out the first kill in this game. Let's see how it's going to pan out. It's going to be another one out there, and all of a sudden it's now going to be Tragedy who are going to get the first round
like
of this
I
game.
was just blinking and then suddenly they were gone. iBuy Silver, they just get wrecked by Tragedy right there. You see, those were like really good shots right there, especially the ones very near carpet. You saw the guy who was actually going for the peak, and you see Qmeezy. He actually
that was a 4K.
That
was actually a 4K coming out there from Qmeezy. That's a lot of money heading on to the CT side, and looks though as if iBuy Silvers are forcing it out, even though they didn't make the plant, which is quite questionable. And it might work out either ways, because it's a game of CS:GO after all, and it's just about your skills as well as your strategies. So let's see how it's going to pan out for.
I guess the T side have bought out their guns. You do see SMGs on 4 of these people, while it is gonna be Dino6 who's gonna be the only guy who's gonna roll with his pistol. And we do see the second mid control is gonna be there for iBuy Silvers. We see Envy with the Max 7. He is gonna spot on one person, and the second one he's gonna get tagged. The third shot is gonna miss. The fourth shot is also gonna miss, and he is gonna get punished right there as Jack is going to be getting the kill onto Envy, but no, Qmeezy is going to be getting 2 kills and make that.
He just goes down. Sky Fury actually takes him down. It's quite sad he couldn't get the third, but that is actually going to do the damage at the moment, because just about 15 HP is what Dean is having along with the bomb, and not a great gun, I would say, as well. And that's going to be the end of Dean right now. So that's going to be 2 rounds in the favor of Tragedy. That's going to be I would say that was a quick round out there.
That was a very even round also, because you saw, even though the T side did not really have a lot of guns, they gave a really good fight, and they made sure that they lasted long enough. It was at the final moments of the round, it was actually a 2 versus 1. It was sad that Dino6 really did not look under the carpet, but
I really felt that Kumizi did actually the play of that round, because he just went in all guns blazing with that SMG and went out to apartments, got about a couple of guys, and that really tilted the game.
it looks like
tilted
iBuy
the round
Silver
in their
are
favor.
not going to do an eco at all. Like, you just see them just going all guns blazing every round, and it is kind of working out for them because they do manage to get a kill on the second mid right now. And it looks like Absolute is going to be going for the flank play. He is going to spot out one player from iBuy Silvers and gets that kill. Absolute is going to get the kill on the Jack Call.
And more importantly, that's going to be the bomb drop over there for the CD side. So it's going to be really easy for them to hold it down, because what they did was coming back and biting them at this moment, because they went on to second mid all guns blazing without anyone watching the backstab. And what they did was the bomber, who happened to be the person who was at second mid, went out to check the backstab, which really did not come in their favor. That was the bomb dropped, and he got about 2 more kills after that, which is a good play coming out there from the CT side. Little did they know that, little did the IBZ know that people would be coming right onto their spawn and trying to go for the backstab, because the person who just went on to their backstab was not the guy from mid. He was the guy who was from B, which is quite surprising, because usually when you are going on to second mid, when you actually go for second mid, you always find a guy from T-Ram watching the guy who is pushing from bananas, which clearly was not the case in the previous round. Let's see how it's going to work out right now. Tatalino.
Yeah, Tatalino gets the kill onto QMZ, and we do see him trying to go for the second one, but no, sadly, Absolute with that op is going to be getting that kill over from the Arch side, and this is looking to be a really tough round. Absolute gets another kill onto Dino6. He sees the third person and gets that kill, and that is going to be the bomb drop right now, and iBuy Silver, they're just crumbling under the pressure which Absolute is putting. That is absolute pressure, if I may say so myself. I'm sorry for making that very bad joke. As we do see Absolute, he is going to be rotating back onto the site area. He does have eyes on the bomb though, so he's just trying to play this a little bit slowly. He knows that people are not going to be coming up from boilers, because that seems a little stupid, but we do see Sky Fury. He's going to be able to get that kill onto Absolute. He sees the bomb dropped, and he is going to go for that, and Jack Called is also going to be there just trying to give him some cover. He's going to be able to spot out one player from the mid side, and he needs to actually back off right now, as we do see Sky Fury with that he's trying to go for the flank, but sadly that's not going to work.
That was actually a good play coming out there from IBZ. That clearly did not work in their favor, however. But what happened after that was pretty amazing, because if you actually see, it actually caught the Opper at Arches. He really did not expect the guy coming out there from A side, and that probably is because 2 of the guys from CTs who pushed on from mid really did not give out a call, because he was still watching mid, which was quite unnecessary given that 2 of his teammates are actually coming out there, and that really did not go in his favor. But eventually both his teammates made sure that that round was going in favor of Tragedy, which now is leaving us with 4-0, 4 rounds in for Tragedy.
Well, let's just hope it is not like the last game, as we do see Tatalino. He does manage to miss the first shot, but no, the second shot through the smoke is going to be there, and Absolute is going to go down. But Tatalino, he just gets a little too cocky and goes ahead and tries to peek over at mid, but sadly, the guy from Banana gets that kill, and Sky Fury, you see him from second mid over
and
at
yet
those roofs.
Again, that's going to be the bomb dropped again. This is some problem which they need to work out for as soon as possible, because this is actually the 3rd time in a row that the bomb has been dropped right on the hands of the CTs, and this is not going to work out really well for iBuy Silvers if they are going to try to do something like this again. But then it's going to be Kumizi who's going to go down. Jack Hall takes him down with his Galil. Looks to as if he is making his way right onto mid, trying to see and try to take out the guys who are right next to the bomb. Let's see how it's going to work out for them, because one good thing in his favor is that one of the 2 guys out there is low, and make that the guy right in front of him is going to go down, and there's going to be another one as well. A lot of pot shots coming out there from both these players, but he is going to look back, but that is going to give him enough time for Unorin to come and try to take him down, and that is what he did at this moment.
The only thing which bugged me over that was the amount of reloads that he had to do at the last moment, because I feel like if he just held the trigger and just stopped to reload over there, he might have actually had a chance, because he just needed to get the kill on the guy who was actually... Oh my god!
How did I miss that?
I guess a lot of people missed that, but sadly, you know, good thing that replays are there, because you do get to see all of those really good moments right there. And Jack called, I guess he has to work on the reload trigger which he has right there, as Unorin, he is going to be looking over at Bananas. Tragedy, we do see the boost, a little bit of a boost over there, trying to, get some information, but sadly that is not going to happen as the smoke is going to block off the vision. As Envy, though, he's actually going to be able to spot out one person, and we do see Envy going down as Tatalino does manage to get that, and Absolute, he's going to have his eyes over at mid on the other side, and this is going to be quite interesting. Jack Called is going to be making his way over at the boiler room,
but then it's going to be Kumizi who's going to take him down with the AWP. That's a quite good angle, I would say, holding at this point of the game, because right now what you are looking at is that iBuy Silvers are trying to push it out, but they are not able to do that because of the way Tragedy are holding their sides, and which is coming to their advantage, while we are going to see the T's making their way on to second mid, and probably they will be going on to apps or something like that, because we see one of Tragedy's player making his way from mid, and he's going to take down one, he's going to take down two as well. That's two quick frags onto it, and Kumizi is going to push on to apps, and he's going to take down one as well, and that is a beautiful play coming out there from Azmi. He's going to take down three guys right there, coming out there from the backstab. Just have a look at how good that shot was coming out there from him, and this was the shot I was telling you about. This was a rotation coming out there from
AZM. AZM actually
Azmi
got those kills very fast, and that was actually really good trigger patience coming up from Tragedy, because they knew that two of their teammates were rotating, so they just knew they had one job. They just had to hold that angle, and they did that patiently, and that just allowed them to not have a lot of losses over there. iBuy Silver, though, right now over at round number 7, 6-0 in the favor of Tragedy. iBuy Silvers are going to be making their way towards second mid right now. We do see mid control is going to be there from Envy, from Tragedy, and we do see the Negative spam coming up, and that is going to be able to get that kill onto Sky Fury, as Jackal is going to die to Absolute, and QMZ, he is going to be having the third kill onto one of their
the bot
players.
shot coming out there. It is Envy who's going to save the mess out there, and Azmi is going to come back, and he's going to get another one as well. What a beautiful round coming out there from Tragedy. It was pretty evident that the mid oppo who was having a look at the cross made sure that he gave the information that it is going to be an A, and that is why you actually saw the Negev spam coming out there, coming as a pre-fire, because that's pretty evident that when you actually are not able to see anyone crossing on to the bananas, that's actually allowing you a lot of time for your guys at B to rotate, and that's exactly what Tragedy did. That is exactly why Azmi made his way all the way from B on to mid and took the guys coming out there from backstab. We see Envy making his way right from first mid on to second mid. That's going to be Kumizi who's going to take down one. The negative spams coming out there from Envy. He's going to probably take down one more, dealing a lot of damage to his teammate in another way. But it's going to be Tragedy who are making a misery out of
I feel like this is like deja vu, because the scoreline in itself is getting a little bit depressing.
That. All of them lined up.
I guess when you are gonna try to make a sneaky play like that, you must at least put on a few smokes or something, making sure that you don't give out the information to Team Tragedy. And sadly, that was not going to be the case. They caught him trying to do the rotation onto second mid over there, and they just got them with their pants down. And we are going to be looking at Tatalino. He is going to try to go towards Bananas, and it looks like people are going to be going towards Bananas, as Uyunorin, he is going to be backing off right now. The Molotov is going to be there, and it seems like this is going to be a B setup over there.
Oh, but this is a beautiful play coming out there from Absolute. He's making his way all the way to T-ramp, and he's going to get down one guy out there, and looks though as if the bomb has been dropped again. This is just
a recurring theme.
This is just repeating. This is
what
not
is
the
this,
first
a
time
crossover episode? Well, yeah, we do see AZM. He does. It seems like the amount of aggression that Tragedy have is making sure that iBuy Silvers are not really getting their bomb. I don't think these guys have planted the bomb even once in the game.
I mean, yes, they are not able to beat the defense from Tragedy, and which is why they're not even able to get into sight, if you notice that, because half of the time your bomb is always on the ground and not on someone's hand. So how do you expect a guy to just go and plant it? And that too, the way these guys are defending their sides, it's quite impeccable, and that's actually worth a mention as well. Just look at that. He's just making all his way all the way to mid, and he was able to get down a couple of frags out there, and that's pretty crucial, because when you are out there, you pretty much know where your opponents are, because the sounds from second mid is going to give you a lot of information. so is the way at Bananas, where you can actually look at, and that's actually a good position if you're actually going to go all there at the start of the round, which he did. And it's going to be Tatlino who's going to get the first frag onto Kimizi, the primary oppo for that team, and that's going to be one op down for them. Let's see how they are going to push it out or just stay right there and try to take another pick or something, because Envy is the guy with the Negev who is spamming.
Yeah, he's just shooting out lasers over there at Bananas. As Dino6, he is going to try to, get a lucky shot or two amidst the smoke, but sadly that is not going to be doing a lot. Envy does take a little bit of damage, but not really enough to be a threat. As Absolute over at the A side, he is going to be keeping an eye over at mid, but they need to be careful. The bomber is going to be moving over near carpets, and Sky Fury and his friends are going to be backing him up.
The bomb's down again.
Oh my god. It's like these guys need to make sure that the bomber either stays in the middle of the pack or at the last of the pack. And even though they stay last, it feels like the rotations coming up from Tragedy, they are going for all of these aggressive flanks. And Tragedy, even though their defense is really good, I feel like the reason iBuySilvers are losing is because Tragedy is just way too offensive right now. As you see, Yuinorin right now, he does manage to get that kill onto the guy trying to go towards carpet, and he does hear the noise coming up as he's trying to retreat, but no, that is going to be AZM with the AK, and he gets the headshot, just making sure that the people from the team of iBuySilver are just going to be pincered. And yeah, this was actually a really good start.
It was a good start. What they could have done is they could have just tried to go onto A or something, but what really went in Tragedy's favor was the bomb drop out there. You never want to go right there, be the first one to die with the bomb, and making it was quite. I really felt amused the way they had played that round, because if you notice, the bomber was the only one at apps and all the other of his teammates were right on second mid, not even with him at apps, which is quite surprising and which makes me question their choice of tactics, because it's not really apt for you to just go alone with the bomb.
Look at this. I feel like the CTs are actually going way too aggressive. They're playing it like Ts. Like, they're going ahead and actively hunting down the players from iBuySilver, and none of them are actually defending their sides. They're just playing over at mid. And AZM, with that AK, he is going to be trying to look for a kill over at second mid. He might be able to spot out a player or two. He just needs to play it a little bit more patiently. And yes, he does. And this is Tango. I am very sorry, but I think that this is going to be as much of a stomp as it was the last game, because I don't know, Tragedy is just playing it on another level, and to be very honest, iBuySilver are not really using any utilities. I haven't seen a proper smoke or a flash from them, and this is just not looking really good for them.
I mean, yes, even though at times where you see an entry frag coming out there from team iBuySilvers, it's not really helping them out, because the lack of utilities is actually bringing them down. It's actually holding them back, I would say, because you see the mollies and smokes being used there from Tragedy. That's not really working out for iBuySilvers, because even though the mollies are coming out there, they're not even using the smokes. I've never seen them use the smokes and try to get onto site, even though there was a molly out there. And I think that is something which they need to look out for, as well as they still have the max loss bonus. If you guys had not noticed if you guys are not aware, the new patch which had come pretty recently had the bonuses and all, which really had a rework to the resets and the round loss resets coming out there, which was there right before this patch. And let's see how it's going to work out in this game right now for iBuySilvers. That's going to be one more round in favor of Tragedy.
And nobody is defending sites. And nobody's defending sides. They're just running over at mid and getting those kills on the players from iBuySilver. And this is just getting a little bit depressing over there. Maybe iBuySilver need to get a timeout, maybe rethink their strategy, even, incorporate some usage of utilities. But sadly, they're not going to be doing it right now. This is going to be 12-0 in the favor of Team Tragedy.
I mean, I'm not taking anything away from Tragedy. They did play a really good game till now. Up till now, they were pretty dominant. The strategies are really good, but I really feel that iBuySilvers need to up their game, not just by the utilities or not just by their aim or skills or anything like that, but the conviction, I would say, because right now, till about now, you're just seeing them stay right at T-base, which is quite surprising. The guys from CDs are pushing all the way onto T-base, which is actually leaving me in splits, but I really can't.
This game is actually making me question the integrity of Counter-Strike Global Offensive, because T side and CT side, it's like everything is swapped right now, and Tragedy is just like, these guys are playing so goddamn aggressive. You really wouldn't think this is how a CT-sided game would be playing. Like, usually CTs are supposed to defend, but no, that is not going to be the case in this game, as Tragedy are just trying to farm up money or something, because we did see Envy at the beginning of this round just ran into T-spawn with that shotgun and got that kill. And this is going to be quite surprising, as I buy Silvers, we do have two players. This is suddenly turned out into a 2 versus 2 situation.
I mean, I think that's actually the first time we are going to see a 2-on-2 at this moment and at this time of the game. But I think Tragedy have their they have their things sorted at the
Look
moment.
at how much money they have, man. 15K.
It's not about the money. It's about, not losing a round while winning it 16-0 or something like that. I think that is going to be the mentality for Tragedy at this moment, because the way they are playing, they're just holding it down on each of the sides at the moment, and that is something which is pretty commendable at this time, because right now at this kind of situation when you're 12-0 up, you'll probably tend to try to get those 2-3 kills out there. He's not even checking the side, and that's going to be a knife, and the bomb is going to go down as well. That's going to be another round there for Tragedy. An absolute round which they could have won, but I really don't understand how they did not check that side. Probably, I think that one factor that the time was not there made them just go and try to get the plant. But I think the guy who was with him should have checked that place first before he went for the plant. But that clearly did not happen, because just have a look. It was just about 4 seconds when he came here, and he just went and got the knife, and that is probably the reason why they lost that round. And looks though as if they are trying to finish this half with a 15-0. The way they are heading right now, we are going to see just one person who is at B side, and he's actually pushing as well. So this is quite surprising, because we actually see Quimzizi, who's making his way on to T-Ram. He's going to get down 2 guys. Another person coming right behind him from the team. He's going to get down 1. Unorin is going to get 1 as well. And all of a sudden, it's going to be a 3v1 at this moment. And it's going to be Sky Fury, who's going to take down 1. He takes down 2, and he goes for the 3rd, but it's going to be Quimzizi who's going to get 1 more. That's going to be 3 kills for him in this round. What a game coming out there from Tragedy. They are literally ripping it apart, and I really don't think iBicycles have a chance at this point of game. Probably what they could do is probably try to get a fight or something, make sure that they are not losing 16-0, just like how the game
BFC
before
versus Spark.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was kind of depressing, but I guess this is...
oh my god, just look at that buy.
Yeah,
We're going to see about 4. We're going to see about 4 auto snipers at this moment. The BM is real, and that's going to be 2. That's going to be... It's actually going to be 2 kills. One of them is going to be his own teammate, and now that's actually leveling them up, and now it's going to be 3-on-3. Tatalino's getting 1, and it's going to be it's another one as well. It's a 2-on-2, and make that a 2v1. Absolute and Unorin are the only guys alive for Team Tragedy, and it's going to be Finley who is going to be the last person for iBuy Silvers. Let's see if he can try to make a name for himself, try to get this down. Oh, he actually spots him down, but a bad spray coming out there from the from the T side is going to make sure that Unorin's going to get that round for Team Tragedy. If you notice that he was just 18 HP, and he had an auto sniper, while you are seeing a guy with an SMG coming into apartments and trying to get them down, and he couldn't land a single bullet, which is quite unfortunate. Maybe some kind of aim punch or something like that, but that really did not work his case.
He had all the time in the world to just aim at his head and shoot, but I guess he was panicking a little bit, since you can't really function at your best when someone is just doing that level of BM. Well, you just buy 4 auto snipers and just show off how good you are at a game of CSGO. And we are going to be
here we are at the 16th round, the first round of the second half, and we start off with Tatalino getting those entry frags, just like how he usually does. And that's going to be 1 down for Team IBC as well. Make that 2. Unor is going to get 2. He's going to get... oh, he almost got a 3rd, but it's going to be Envy who's going to get that. It's going to be Jackal who's going to be the last person alive, and he's going to go down as well. Tragedy are your winners of this second game. 16-0. What a game this has been.
What a game this has been. Like, I don't think that is the tone you should actually take with this. That was not...
I mean, it was far more
that was a
interesting
fun game.
than the previous
that was
game,
a fun game. That was a fun game, but I don't think this is the essence of CSGO. Like,
I mean,
you can get a little better than this.
I wouldn't really argue about that, because when you're looking at a game like this, this has been I would say this wasn't a proper game, I would say, in terms of how the competition was. But I really feel that if IBZ would have probably been a little more aggressive, they could have got a lot of rounds. But that clearly was not the case. But if you compare the previous game and this one, IBC had at least some kind of, they had a lot of kills.
Yeah, they had a
lot of
fighting
kills.
chance because
Yeah.
Envy decided to throw the game right in the middle. He just ran and he just ran into T-spawn with a shotgun or something. So
I mean, I wouldn't take anything away from him. He
yeah,
played out really
I,
well.
I wouldn't take anything away from them either. It was a really good game. Tragedy winning against iBad Silver 16-0. This is the second 16-0. And after a long time, man, we're just trying to cast a game of CSGO and people are just like wrecking everybody right here. And
Who
ladies
knows? I
and
mean,
gentlemen,
we may even see a lot of 16-0s or maybe even overtimes in the next game as well.
Please don't. Okay,
I mean,
overtime.
you gotta be prepared for that.
Overtimes, yes, I'm prepared for that. 16 zeros, I think I've got enough for the rest of the year or something like that. As we have all determined, it's not really the most fun form of entertainment. But you know what? This is a tournament nonetheless. We have gauged the capacity of all of these players, and let's actually see how this is going to be panning out, because we are going to be coming out tomorrow for the next game. So ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned. Like our Facebook page, follow us on Instagram, and subscribe to our YouTube channel to let you guys know that when we are going to be streaming this tournament and others in the future next. So this is...
And without any further ado, this is me, Tangenberg, also known as Sriram Vishal.
And this is Old Bat, also known as Siddharth Prashant, and we'll see you tomorrow.
My friend, I am tired of this stock AK, man. But it still does the job though, right? Yes, I know. But I want to look cool, Why don't you just go to Playtonia.com, man? Play what?
Breakthrough.